Well, welcome to Module 2. Module 2 is about model the way. That's the first principle of the leadership challenge. And in modeling the way, it's the understanding that things are caught more than they are taught. What I mean by that is I could sit here all day and try to teach you leadership skills and leadership abilities and leadership topics, but things are caught more than they are taught. So as a leader, even as a leader who is just following other people and not leading people, as a leader, people follow your example more than they follow your words. Your example gives you credibility for your words. So things are caught more than they are taught. So number one, a question I would have for you is, who are you modeling? Who is your model? Who are the people in your life that you look to and go, this is the person that is modeling the way for me? And then who are those people that you are modeling for? So I think of in my life, I model for a lot of people. I model for my kids. So when I'm at home and I'm working on a project and something doesn't go right, how am I modeling the way for strong leadership, strong character, when something doesn't go right? So I think that's important to understand these two things. Who is your model and who are you modeling for? People follow people. They follow people they can trust. Are your actions, your words, your responses, your reactions, are they consistent and are they trustworthy? Do you practice what you preach? So in all of these modules, we're going to first of all define the topic, so model the way. Things are caught more than they're taught. And then we're going to talk about, and I'm going to try to highlight how they fit into what we do in campus experience. So model the way in campus experience. We are Bravo Zulu. That's our cultural statement. We seek to provide extraordinary effort. You can't control the results, but you control the effort, and we strive for excellence. So in modeling the way, how are you doing that? How are you doing that when you're on the clock? How are you doing that when you're in the classroom or on the intramural field? How are you doing that in your relationships? How are you doing that in your time with the Lord or your time at church? How are you providing that extraordinary effort, and how are you striving for excellence? The other way that we model the way in campus experience is we have the concept that we are one team. How are you modeling being a good teammate? There's a difference between being a member of a team and being a teammate. As a member of a team, you get the benefits of the team, the glory of the team. As a teammate, you are investing in the team, and we want you to do that. And one of the ways in campus experience that you understand that you're a part of a team is that you seek to understand before you are understood. And that also that you know and celebrate the gifts of others, the abilities of others. You know when you celebrate our successes. You know when we celebrate what we can learn from our failures. So we are one team. So not only are we a Bravo Zulu, we are one team, but then also we have a DNA about us. So in modeling the way, I want to tell you how I want you, or I desire for you to model. And that starts with these three things. Do you have the proper attitude? Do you have that attitude that really is humble, that attitude that doesn't look to be always right? Do you have that clarity? Meaning that, do you seek clarity? Do you provide clarity? Do you ensure clarity? Do you make sure people that, first of all, you understand people, but then second of all, they understand you? And then what's your discipline? Do you do it well? So you cannot model the way without these three things. If your attitude is bad, then your modeling is going to be bad. If your clarity is bad, you're pushing people and modeling in the wrong direction. And if your discipline is off, then you're not consistent. And go back to the beginning, things are caught more than they're taught. You're not trustworthy. And that's important. So we have that DNA structure there. So we want you to have that attitude, that clarity, and that discipline. And then the other thing is we want you to live and work with the end in mind. And what I mean by this, it's the idea of reverse engineering. We in campus experience seek to understand our guests. We seek to understand each other. And then we seek to break things down and go, okay, if we want our guests to be this way, if we want the students to enjoy this, if we want the people at Renova to enjoy this, if we want our teammates to enjoy this, what does it take? How do we start with the end in mind and reverse engineer that? So I ask you some questions. Do you know your who? Meaning, do you know who you are? And my dad used to always tell me, you should know who you are because you know whose you are. You're a child of God. You're created in God's image. The people that you serve are created in God's image. So that's our starting point. So do you know who you are? And I would challenge you to wrestle with, do you know your why? Why are you a part of this team? Why do you want to be a part of this team? Why is this team important to you? Because if you don't know your who and you don't know your why, things are going to they're going to get confusing at times, and those are your anchor points. And then once you know your who and your why, you can talk about your what, and then you can talk about your how. A lot of times we just want to jump into, just let me do my job. What's expected of me? How do you want me to work? Nah, you got to know who you are, whose you are. You got to know your why. Then you got to know what's expected of you, and then you get to do your job. So those are the ways that campus experience and model the way fit together. And it's the idea, why model the way? Well, don't forget, things are caught more than that they're taught. People see what you believe by your actions. Now think about that. You might say, hey, I'm a great teammate, but if your actions don't model being a great teammate, and you gossip about your teammate, or you complain about a teammate, or you show up late, your actions are not reflecting what you believe. Watch who is modeling for you. It's that idea of the computer statement, garbage in, garbage out. If you're modeling from somebody who's got a bad attitude, who doesn't see clarity, who doesn't have discipline, then that's who you're going to be. And then also watch what you are modeling for other people. So please understand that in Model the Way, it is one of the most essential things that you can do as a leader, because people want to follow, but people want to follow people who are consistent and they're trustworthy in their actions, their thoughts, their reactions, their responses. And never forget that things are caught more than they are taught. So it is important to model the way.